Gerry Thompson.
Harry Thompson.
Jerry knows.
A good friend of mine.
Jerry looks to be playing Jerry Thompson's Delver list.
Yes.
And he knows how to play this deck. And he starts with a Glacial Fortress. Javier Arevelo playing.
Let's just call him Javier.
Javier. All right, we can go with Javier.
Javier's playing Delver as well. He has Lingering Souls. He does not have Honor to the Pure like the match that we saw earlier, but he has Drogsoul Captain, so he's more of that kind of Lingering Souls.
Right, like the Spirits kind of. It smells like Teen Spirit deck.
And that's a good name.
What was that?
That's a good name.
I like that. Smells
and
like Teen Spirit.
He has 2 Phantasmal Images along with 4 Drogsoul Captains, 4 Lingering Souls, and he's actually found some room for 3 Restoration Angels as well. So that's the deck you're going to be seeing.
Plains, Delver, Snapcaster, Restoration Angel, Delver, Gutshot, Restoration Angel. So double Angel, double Delver, Snapcaster, Gutshot, Plains is what Jerry has available there.
Jerry's hand's a little stinky. It's a little stinky. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's I think Heath thought it was pretty stinky too. Is why he kind of tossed it across the table when he got probed.
A little loose keep, I say, but we'll see.
We've seen one that was a little more loose, I think, earlier.
Round?
No, a couple rounds ago. You were here.
Maybe. Hey, I was here for Rich Shades.
Snapcaster Probe for Javier, just to draw a card. Nice little Silvergill Adept. And Jerry draws a Plains, and he plays the one that wasn't in his hand. Interesting. Now Javier knows that was...
I think he drew Sword for this turn.
Did he? Okay, then maybe that was the Plains that was in his hand. Okay. You know what? I think I saw Javier's Plains that was getting it mixed up with Jerry's Plains. That's what it was.
Yeah, it looks like he drew Sword of Feast and Famine this turn.
Okay.
Now, for you guys wondering at home, while they do continue their 3rd turn here, Jerry's deck is basically similar to Joshua Cho's and Todd Anderson's. You know, he's added another Restoration Angel. He's cut the Divine Offering from his main deck.
Cut the Thought Scours, I believe.
Yeah, he's cut the Thought Scours as well. And he has 2 Cavernous Souls over 2 Plains. So if you guys have been watching for us today, you guys should be pretty familiar with this list by now.
Jerry, I believe, is playing the exact 75 that Mark was playing last round. Mark told me he was playing Jerry's 75. So
okay. Well, then they should be intimately familiar with it.
Yes. So Javier with a Ponder and draws Seachrome Coast, plays it. Attack with Snapcaster, and Snapcaster gets gut-shotted.
Gutter Ball.
Shot right to the gut. Couldn't move that Mega Man arm into the way in time.
Shot through the heart, and you're too late.
You give love a bad name.
I know I do.
Insectile Aberration appears.
3 damage. I don't think Jerry has a 3rd land. Oh, we're going to try to find one.
Yeah, so Jerry able to flip his Delver fairly quickly, and we're going to see Restoration Angel, double Drogsoul Captain. Not Drogsoul Captain.
No, you got it right.
It is Drogsoul Captain. I get them mixed. Diregraph is the other one.
Yeah.
Snapcaster.
We have the good captain in this match.
Yeah. Captain Crunch.
And a couple of lands. So Jerry's kind of looking for a 3rd land, and he's also, Jerry's got an expensive hand. He's got Restoration Angels, he's got Sword of Feast and Famine. He's got his mana-intensive spells in his hand right now. So he did just draw a Ponder off of that Gataxian Probe, so he's going to need to
get some
ideally find an island so he can cast the other Delver in his hand and start going that way. But we'll see what happens. You know, I'm gonna be an adult during this match. I could criticize every play Jerry makes due to the strain in our friendship, but I'm gonna call it right down the middle.
That's not the Ponder Jerry wanted, I don't think, unless that top card was. It was okay. I thought it may have been Seachrome Coast. Okay, that's perfectly fine because he's got Mana Leak and Restoration Angel on top.
Okay. So this means he's gonna, if Javier does not main phase this Restoration Angel that we know he has in his hand, then it's gonna run face forward into a Mana Leak. And these are the games that you play.
Yeah, Javier with a very interesting take on this list. You know, like it's Angel Delver, you know, but it's Lingering Souls, you know, it's Spirits Delver too. So,
I mean, he can kind of do a little bit of everything, and that's like a natural progression that we thought some people would take, is moving into the Lingering Souls side of things.
Right, cuts the equipment for Lingering Souls. You know, that's kind of how he made some room. He cut a Snapcaster, it looks like. Cut the Geist of St. Traffs for Drogsoul Captains. Yeah. And speaking of Drogsoul Captain, that is what just resolved for Javier. Jerry flips Delver number 2 off of Mana Leak, which he knew was coming. So that was set up perfectly. And now Gerry, 6 in the air.
You know, a trade here is perfectly fine. It's still going to leave Gerry ahead on the board. He chooses not to trade, which is a little interesting to me.
Yeah, it's Javier must have a different plan in mind, and
okay, never mind.
Oh, he did put okay. I'm happy with that. If I'm Gerry, my 1-drop just traded with your 3-drop.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm still a little bit ahead on the board. He can Snapcaster. He's gonna find some action.
Gerry sees that Restoration Angel yet again. And
he's got a Seachrome and an island, so he's got the mana that he needs.
Okay.
He's got. I'm pretty sure he put the other island on top. Well, it's either island or Restoration Angel that he'll be drawing.
He does have 1 Restoration Angel in hand already, so.
So mana's no longer a problem for Gerry. Looked like he had the opportunity to get bottlenecked a little bit, but he smoothed his way out of that. So once again, this is the point where Javier, you know, he's going to catch Drugstore Captain probably. You know, you have to take the opportunity to get Restoration Angel and play when you can. Let's see his image here. Okay.
Yeah, so Captain and Image, and that's a tough, that's a tall order for Gerry to have to deal with.
Well, you know, 1 Delver can break that up, is the nice part. Just 1 simple attack from a Delver of Secrets, you know. More than likely, Javier's just going to take the 3, go to 7, and then he can Moorland Haunt, make a Spirit Token that's going to be a 3/3, and go from there. But, I mean, there's options on both sides. For example, Gerry has sort of Feast and Famine now.
Yeah.
So,
and there it is, on the Delver.
Do you want to trade your 2 guys for my 2 guys? Do you want to chump block? What do you want to do now? I doubt you want to discard a card and let me untap all my mana.
Yeah, because if Javier doesn't block, that gives Gerry the opportunity to cast Restoration Angel, which also conveniently blocks those Drogskol Captains fairly easily.
Yeah. The great thing about this matchup, you know, it's really back and forth, and it's really, you know, what cards you're going to play around, what decisions are you going to make. You know, very rarely are these games blowouts back and forth. We saw some of the matches we've seen today in the Delver Mirrors. The games are swingy, but I mean, they're decision-laden games. So it's going to trade with both of his guys. I mean, that's an awesome turn for Gerry, but like I said, the games are so swingy that, you know, what may seem awesome for him, you know, Javier can come back with a huge haymaker of his own this turn.
So yeah, Javier there had to trade his guys for that 1 Delver of Secrets.
Yeah, can't afford to take the hit, and chump blocking just, it's not good. I don't think chump blocking is good there at all. Javier is deep. He is deep in the proverbial tank.
And Snapcaster for Javier. Flashing back Ponder.
Gonna find a little action.
Alright, so thinking about it, it looks like a Glacial Fortress, or maybe Seachrome Coast. Phantasmal Image and something else. Whatever it was, it's getting shuffled away. So
this could be anything.
Yeah.
Even a Jungle Weaver.
I didn't see that in the list.
No?
No.
Oh, you have the list in front of you. You can let me know if it's there.
It's, nope, not there. And he draws, looks like a Restoration Angel, so that means Javier's got 2. Gerry's got 2. We've got Angel parity in hands here. And it was a secret, well, actually, no. He shuffled away that land that I thought may have been a Seachrome Ghost.
gonna move in.
And yep, Snapcaster picks up a sword with his non-Mega Man arm.
Yep.
And Javier's Snapcaster chum blocks. So Gerry,
no 6th land, but we knew he was gonna draw Restoration Angel that turn anyway. Because of that ponder, so it's gonna be interesting to see where Javier goes from here.
Javier untaps and just trying to figure out how to keep the brakes on that sort of feast and famine, really. Keep from getting hit.
Well, the nice thing here is that Javier has 7 mana, so he can play, his Restoration Angel is going to play around Mana Leak, and Gerry has one, which is a good start. And it's also going to trade with his Snapcaster Mage, provided that he is given the opportunity. I mean, he may just want to make a token, but...
Looks like that's what he's going with.
Okay.
Make a token.
Snapcaster Gutshot it.
And, yep, Snapcaster Gutshot.
Well, Javier there, if he has any intention of casting Restoration Angel this turn...
He probably should have done it before he did that if he had any intention. At this point, now he's got to worry about Mana Leak.
Where he shouldn't have had to worry about that in the first place.
Yeah. Not to say that it was a misplay, but it was he put himself in a situation where he gets blown out by Mana Leak. Yep. So now he loses an Angel, he's tapped out,
he's going to take a hit, and Gerry's going to get to untap. Now it looks like he's just conceding. Sequencing, as if you've been watching through a lot of the day, sequencing is so important when you play Magic. You know, the thing that a lot of people need to learn, and this is myself included because I'm not perfect either, is that there are times where you just need to take a step back, analyze what's going on in the game, analyze what your opponent can have, and then move forward.
Right.
You know, the sequencing in that turn is so simple. You know, he's going to make both of those plays probably, and he has the option to make both of those plays, but he did them in the wrong order, and it just cost him the game.
Yeah. Yeah, there was, I mean, the Snapcaster was going to kill the Angel.
So yeah, it was going to kill the Restoration Angel, absolutely.
So maybe he was thinking, I can just chum block with the token and keep an Angel. The problem is Gerry has Gutshot in the graveyard and Snapcaster Mage in his deck. So,
and you know, he also has access to Vapor Snag.
Right, he has access to answers for that.
There's so many ways to make the token play just really bad. Looking at Gerry's sideboard, and like we said, you guys have seen the deck for most of the day.
Probably just boards into the control deck. Right?
Yeah, just I don't know. Actually, I believe him and Javier were sitting together during deck building, so I'm sure that Gerry knows that Javier has Lingering Soul, so you can expect to see the 2 Ratchet Bombs come in.
Oh yeah.
You may see the Divine Offering coming in as well, the Amass the Components, the Consecrated Sphinxes, possibly the Timely Reinforcements, all that stuff. So all the stuff that we've seen most this weekend are probably going to be coming in again.
Yeah, Javier, almost the same thing. Divine Offerings, Consecrated Sphinx, but he's got to go for the Throat and a Doomblade, which I think come in and work nicely against the Angels, the Sphinxes. He's got a mental misstep, which, you know, we talked about it earlier, how just having that one even might be worthwhile. I mean, how many times is Gerry casting something that costs 1? How many times does a Vapor Snag blow somebody out? Yeah,
been backbreaking.
Yeah, so, I mean, you saw right there, if he would have had a mental misstep available, that would have stopped that Gutshot.
Yeah. So I could definitely see, you know, 1 or 2 of those being good. So I have no...
if he's got the room for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a lot of cards that he could bring in here. He's got Phantasmal Images.
And the thing, if you guys read Gerry's article this week, he was talking about, you know, he boards against Delver very differently based on what he thinks his opponent's going to do. You know, some people like to play the Delver Mirror very aggressively, some people like to play it very controlling, so there isn't a stock way to do things. And, you know, for some people that's easy, for some people that's tough. For a person like me, when I go to a tournament, I like to write down my sideboarding plans against every deck.
Right, just so you don't have to really think so much about it.
Yeah, I don't have to think about it, and I feel like I'm going to do things a concrete way every time I play against them. But when you're playing Delver v. Delver, you know, things change on a whim.
Right.
Things change so fast. So, it's crazy. So as they shuffle here for game 2, Javier's going to be on the play this game. I still think, like, as far as deck advantage goes, I think that Javier's deck is set up really well.
Right.
Now, obviously, player advantage is, I think, in the favor of Gerry here. No disrespect to Javier.
Right.
And, you know, Gerry kind of walked him into some of the plays that game that he wanted to happen. So Javier, once again, you know, I know he's under the spotlight. It's a little bit intimidating. You're playing against one of the best players on the Star City Open circuit. But, you know, take a step back, take your time.
Pretty sure Javier's been there before. I recognize his name.
Yeah, and he's not bad. He's no slouch at all.
But yeah, it's still, you know, what did we say were some of the, you know, reasons that his deck trumps? He's got Lingering Souls with those captains, but we only saw captains. We didn't see any Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
So you know, even though he's got his deck set up well against Gerry, sometimes you just don't draw the cards that you put in your deck to, you know, match up well.
Yeah, and that's absolutely true. I mean, that's definitely all part of it. Javier's deck, actually no, I was going to say that he was a little soft to Delver of Secrets. I actually don't think that's true, because he only has one gut shot. But I mean, he has Lingering Souls, he has Drogsoul Captain, so he's actually not soft to Delver at all. I actually just take that.
He's even got Vapor Snag if he needs to.
Yeah, I take that right back.
I mean, looking at Gerry's list, what has he got? Gerry's just got, well, last week Gerry had only one gut shot, had 2 dismembers. Basically, it's almost like Javier shaved a dismember from Gerry's list last week. Just as far as like spot removal.
Yeah, just to fit in some of the other stuff that he can do.
Yeah, so he's not that soft to it.
And ideally gives you a leg up in the mirror, I think, is his goal for this tournament, with the Lingering Souls and the small splash and captains and images. I think he wants to just get his edge in the mirror, but like you said, you got to draw those cards, and when you do draw them, you got to play them right. Nine to 10. 9 to 10.
I know, seriously. What happened? Didn't we just eat breakfast?
Yeah, this day's gone by pretty fast, though.
It has.
It's been a smooth tournament, which has been really nice.
I assume both of these guys are X1, because you said Gerry was X1 earlier,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Gerry is X1. Might be two. I think there's like 2 or 3 Exos. So
yeah,
these guys are basically playing for top 8 right now. Obviously not sure if they can draw in the next round, but for all intents and purposes, this is probably a top 8 match for the one of these two. Come on, boys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shuffle away, no mulligans. Let's do this.
A couple comments on Twitter about how you can watch SCG live from something like an iPhone. There's a Twitch TV app, which you can use. Okay, well, we'll talk about that next time these guys are like cracking a fetch land or something.
Yeah. So, we're taking way too long to sideboard.
Yeah. So, all right, we've got a Gataxian Probe from Gerry showing us Island, Seachrome Coast Island, Drogskull Captain, and Batterskull.
As you guys can see, Javier took a mulligan.
Yeah, Javier.
So he's down a card in his hand.
It's not very.
It's not very good, and the way that he kind of set it down for probe, you could tell that he wasn't exactly thrilled with his hand.
Yeah. It's funny how the path of Batterskull through like when it was printed and to now where it's kind of just sometimes a sideboard card.
Well, Javier did draw another captain, so he can potentially get the captain lock going. I mean, he's definitely going to get one in here through a mana leak and that sort of thing. So that's a step in the right direction.
Gerry just drawing an extra card from that Snapcaster and seeing whatever it was Javier drew. So there's captain number 1 from Javier.
And just in case you guys are wondering, Gerry is at 18 right now, just so there is no confusion there. One of the probes, the first probe he paid for mana, second probe he did flashback.
So it looks like Snapcaster in probe number 3 shows Delver of Secrets.
Delver was his draw step.
So next fresh card.
Next turn he's actually going to be able to play Delver and Drogsoul Captain. So he's recovered pretty nicely from this mulligan, all things considered.
Yeah. Gerry going to ponder here. Gerry, again, the light on lands. He pondered into some lands. I don't know. He got Island, and was it Restoration Angel or Divine Offering?
It looks to be Restoration Angel, and I can see an Island in his hand right now as
so
well.
He's not as light on lands.
So he looks like doing okay land-wise. Business-wise...
Is that Angel?
Yeah, that's Angel. Business-wise, he looks to be doing... I mean, we know he has an Angel coming. He's representing Mana Leak right now for the captain, so he looks to be doing okay. He shuffles his cards too fast. in his hand.
That's one of my favorite islands that Jerry's playing. Also, Javier's island is one of my favorites. John Avon, just the best artist.
Yeah, Javier's island I like a lot. Yeah, he does have leaks, so image is not really ideal. Or Drexel Captain is not ideal this turn.
Yeah, Javier's probe shows us island, Snapcaster, mana leak, and then double Geist of St. Traft.
The thing for Javier, if you look ahead a couple turns now, is that if he doesn't cast the Captain now, what's going to happen is, he plays a Delver with 3 mana open. Jerry, we know he has Restoration on top. Javier doesn't know that. So now, Jerry's going to be able to pass again with 4 mana up. He has a Snapcaster in his hand as well. So now he's going to represent all the things in the world that he wants to. And if Javier keeps waiting, then Jerry's going to play his 5th land, play Geist of St. Traft, and then have a mana leak available then too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Captain gets in for Javier, and Delver of Secrets with 3 mana open, just as you mentioned. Not playing into that mana leak.
Yep.
Seems reasonable though. Snapcaster swings.
The thing Javier kind of needs to keep in mind too is that he's kind of on limited resources right now with the things that he can do. He doesn't, and we're going to get to the point where he's not going to be able to get to play around mana leak. So he needs to kind of get that part of the game maybe out of the way sooner than later. I completely understand waiting, but the longer you wait, the worse it's probably going to become. And that definitely changes some things.
Yeah, so Lingering Souls there. That's an altered, or Lingering Souls, I believe. And it flips Delver. And now Jerry has something else to worry about.
Yeah.
Besides the Drogskol Captain.
And maybe this will get him to move now too. Restoration Angel, sure.
Jerry plays Restoration Angel in response to Javier's attack. And trying to decide if it resolves. Looks like it resolves.
Yeah.
Angel blocks the Captain. Jerry takes 3 from Delver.
Now see, that's a situation where you kind of have to decide what you want to happen. Because let's say that Javier casts Lingering Souls pre-combat. Now, are you mana leaking there, Joey?
I think I'm mana leak there because you're gonna hold Javier back and bottleneck him a little bit. Like now he can't pay for the mana leak. I know it's a matter of timing. Like now Javier passes a turn back, you untap again, and now you've got Snapcaster mana leak or Restoration Angel for the second half.
So if he plays Lingering Souls first and Jerry mana leaks, then his attack for 6 is fine. And if Jerry doesn't mana leak it, then you're thinking to yourself, if you're not mana leaking it, why aren't you mana leaking it? And then it's like, oh, okay, he probably has Restoration Angel, so maybe I'm not attacking this turn.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Right.
Stuff like that. So you really have to kind of lay out what you want to play around and what you want to happen. He attacks, he ambushes in, his Captain dies, and now his Lingering Souls is really unimpressive because they're just 1/1s. And the 1/1s aren't gonna get the job done against Restoration Angel and Geist.
Players, just a reminder.
So Jerry adds Geist of St. Traft to the board and passes back.
It'll save you a lot of time picking up your prize money this evening. X2 or better at the end of this round, please report to the stage.
We know he has a Snapcaster. I don't think Jerry has another leak.
Well, he can't Snapcaster leak with at this point anyway.
Yeah.
Not until he untaps at least. So he's representing another leak.
And we know he has another Geist of St. Traft in his hand.
Actually, wait, we know he has, but he never used the first leak, right? We were talking about theoretically.
We were
talking about him mana leaking
and he never
mana
even used
leak,
it. Sure.
But he never had to use it because he let he played Restoration Angel instead.
He played Restoration Angel, ate his guy, and let Lingering Souls resolve. So yeah, he still even has the leak that we're even discussing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's definitely gonna bite it. Yeah.
Okay, so Drogskol Captain meets mana leak, and now Jerry can just probably I don't know, just swing and
I mean, you're perfectly fine trading your Geist for the Delver because Jerry has another Geist in his hand.
Yeah.
He's gonna get his damage through one way or another. Restoration Angel's not dying this turn. And then there's another Geist coming.
Javier goes to 11. Jerry cleared the board with the exception of his own Restoration Angel. And Geister St. Traff comes back for a visit. He thought he was leaving, but he turned right back around at the mailbox.
As we've seen for most of the day today, when the Delver deck gets ahead, it's really tough to catch up.
All right, so Mana Leak number 2.
Pretty nice.
Javier tries to deal with the Geist with a Phantasmal Image. That one meets a Mana Leak.
He's flipping his Delver over. He doesn't have the black mana for his Doomblade in his hand. So it looks like, yep, that's going to do it.
Javier can't find black mana, can't find an answer, can't resolve an answer to Gerry's threats, and so Gerry Thompson takes this match 2-0.